G'day folks, what we have here today, a mate of mine, Jeff from work, brought over his mate's grain auger engine. It's an old Honda G400, complaining of no spark. It hasn't run in quite a while, and this is how I've got it with the cover already removed, already loosened off the starter cup. So to begin with, I'll just confirm there's no spark and we'll rip into it from there. So the housing's already taken off, obviously. Away. The G400's just a flathead 11 horsepower engine. That carburetor looks disgusting, but it may be alright on the inside. I don't want to delve in too far if I don't have to. Reason being, I don't have a seal kit on hand for it, so if it's only dirty on the outside, we'll leave it be. I'm missing a bolt already. Looks like he's already cleaned it. Get you guys a better angle. Yeah, some bitch. There's nothing. Hang on, it's been the wrong way. There's nothing there. Rightio. 10mm. Funny thing is, the owner of this motor is actually pretty switched on. He used to be a maintenance fitter down at work, and his brother's a mechanic, so, but he didn't want to take it to his brother because his brother would charge him more than I would. So anyway, here we are. Little squirt on there. What size that? Nope. 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 Last one. It's 23mm. 24's gonna have to do. Right, today we're going to use something I wouldn't normally use. Flywheel puller. Hopefully this one's small enough. Quite commonly I'll just sort of very gently pry back on the back of the flywheel and tap in the middle there. But as this is not my engine, I should do it properly. So I'll get this set up and we'll go over it. Basically, we've got the 3 bolts that hold that starter cup on. I'll attach to 1, 2, 3 and wind the center in, and it should pull the flywheel off in theory. I've just got the 3 M5 or M6 bolts installed in the flywheel puller there. I haven't tightened them down at all. I do like to get as much thread as I can into the flywheel itself to avoid pulling them out. Mine's starting to get snug. How good's this? I think if I gave it enough of a wiggle, the bloody thing would have come off anyway. What a waste of time that was. starting to look a bit gnarly. Hopefully it's got some weight to it. So, got our ignition coil, condenser, hopefully points. So 8mm on the cover. Thankfully these bolts aren't corroded into the block. I think this engine's seen some water. We're in a very dry climate area. There's a lot of corrosion. Let's see what we've got going on in here. As we spin the engine over, the points are opening and closing. So that's fine. They may need cleaning. We'll do that in a moment. They don't even look that old. This coil looks very old. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but I've got a multimeter on me to test it. So I might just remove these two 10mm bolts and the points and just give everything and all the connections a really good clean and see where that gets us. I can get coil and condenser relatively easily, but there's a bit of a wait. The points, if I can't clean those up, I may as well give up now. And also where the points rub on the crankshaft here, I'll clean up, because if I do get it running, the pitting where the points rub against the crankshaft, it's going to tear up the points arm fairly quickly as it is. Wiring is a bit shit. It looks like someone's been in here before. Obviously someone's been in here before, but rightio. screwdriver. Don't know what the deal is with the hay bale time, but if you're a farmer and something hasn't been fixed with it, are you really a farmer? Go bugger it off out of the way for now. I'm not sure about this wiring. Might just re-insulate it. That condenser's shot. These points are brand new. Alright, I'll start off giving this crankshaft a clean up and work out what happens next. So, here's our ignition parts laid out, our coil. This little bit of wiring needs to be fixed, put some heat shrink on it. Condenser, it's crusty. Points. Crankshaft's all cleaned up, so there's nothing the issue there now. But that's not what was caused. That's not what's causing our current issue. So I'm wondering if I remove this condenser temporarily and throw the flywheel back on, spin it a few times. If the condenser's shorted, it'll ground out our spark. Now, on a car points ignition, your condenser just stops a spark between the points and makes them last longer. But for a test, will a magneto ignition run without the condenser? Let's find out. Success. So this is going to be another one of them videos where now I've got to pause it and order some parts. There we go. New, obviously non-genuine, but what the hell. We'll get that delivered and we'll carry on. Alright, so been a couple of days. Good old China Bay supplies again. Couldn't buy the condenser by itself, cheap anyway. But the whole coil, without the boot on the end, worked out to be cheaper than just buying a condenser by itself. So we'll just slap it in and see how it goes. We'll remove this old one. See how it looks. Alright. Now what size was the 5.5 mil? Something's really dicky and little, I thought I'd never use a socket. 5.5 millimeters. Right. Pretty sure, apart from this little clamp, most of this is trash. we'll cut that out of there later and reinstall it properly. So our coil was pretty hammered. While it still had potential to work, it's been patched up over the years, our points wire and what have you. I don't know that our ignition wire's long enough. Oh yeah, that's fine. Let's check that it'll fit up. Bugger it, we'll just mount it now. Oops, should have thought about that. Anyway, our kill wire's not quite long enough. Oh, okay, if I reroute that cable properly, maybe. Just there. Those two go to the points. I'm gonna add this little grommet. I need a knife. Factory ones are sort of moulded onto this little grommet that goes into the cutout on the points housing. So we'll be back in a minute. Alright, adjust our points. I've got feeler gauges on me, so when the points open, points are closed, that's just screwing down. So we'll just do it so while the points are closed, it's just touching the cam. We'll see what it looks like. It's not like it's some fine-tuned race motor. It's an agricultural fucking auger engine, pretty sure. Basically, it needs to run. Yeah, could probably do with a little bit less clearance. It's probably 20,000. Looks reasonable. We'll put just a touch of grease on this cam so we don't tear our points up straight away. Oops, just dropping stuff everywhere on the floor. Right. What's next? Rightio, so somehow I dropped this bolt and it's gone off into the abyss, so just found a replacement. All our ignition cables run. I put the plug on the end, which will reach. It's got quite a bit of length actually, so it's good. We'll put our little plastic clip back on, I suppose. I'm not sure if this engine will need a carburetor clean. It is on the exterior of it, looks filthy. On the other hand, we'll just see. Next up's our flywheel. Our key sitting there nicely, hasn't moved. He's grabbing. Might just tighten it down slightly after we double check our mounts. It's possible the magnet's moving it off to the side. And see it's just rubbing there, probably there as well. There's not any adjustment with the dam there. We'll just throw this big ass one on. I'll take our flywheel back off. I'll just quickly clean the magnets off because that's barely touching. Well, we've got it here. I can hear spark, can't see it. Need to get one of them clippy things. It's got spark there. It's blue, so it'll be alright. I just dare say it's a little bit of rust on the flywheel. Oh, just put the plug back in. Alright, I'll whip this flywheel back off, quickly clean the magnets up a bit, and then we'll just work on throwing it all together. There's like a little locating pin somewhere here. There he is. And you want to go to your home. There it is. Right. It's pretty grotty. Another locating pin. Which one is the locating pin though? There's 2 holes in this thing. There we go. When we pulled it apart, originally one of those 3 bolts was missing, so I'll just go and grab a spare. Back in a minute. There's a couple more somewhere. Yeah, a couple down the bottom. one down the bottom. Jabba. Gonna have to extend our kill wire just a fraction, I think. For today, find another way of stopping the engine. Tin's a bit bent. One. Tell this thing's been thrown around a bit over the years. Rightio. Put that spark plug in. Alright, let's throw some petrol in this thing. Alright, so put fuel in it, pulled it a couple of times, pretty much got nothing out of it. It appears our fuel tap's leaking a little bit there. But dropped the bowl nut off the carburetor, and what came out It was pretty vile. So I'm just gonna whip this carburetor off. You can see it's disgusting. See what we can make of it. Down the throat looks really good. Where'd our little container go? Over here. Now, this fucking fuel off. There goes a carb gasket. He's looking pretty average. I can't even get this bowl to break free and the nuts out, so I dare say someone left it with enough fuel in it. Oh, there we go. There's a fair bit of dirt, crap. Just disassemble this and clean it. Rightio. Float out. Needle come out. That side of things looks relatively good. What's this jet like? We'll find out when it comes out in a sec. Come on, you old bugger. That's clear, but obviously the fuel in it wasn't. Anyway. Take this jet out. It's not a jet in this case, but it's somewhere where you can poke the wire anyway. This one's a jet. And it's bottomed all the way out. Someone's played with this before. I think that's about as far as we need to go. And drop this and the bowl in and come back in about half an hour. Oh, that's hot. Looking a lot better. Alright, we'll quickly dry this fella out and put him back together. Rightio. Emulsion tube. I've already inspected it. Doesn't even need wire put through it, so. Main jet. What do we got? Float. Needle. Needle's worn. Well, focus. But we'll just see how it goes. Our little pivot pin. So, float bowl, much better. Go like that. Yeah, it goes like that. Bowl nut. Yeah, get started, buddy. Yep. Where's our 12mm? I'll put it away. Righto. Now, a little screw that goes in the top. And our idle tuning screw, which there may have been issues in the past because it was wound all the way in, so who knows. Right, fitting back up, governor linkage. Fuel hose. Oops, there we go. Now you can see what we're doing. Gasket. Chokes open there, so we'll have it like that. That'll work. Need our 10mm. I've also noticed you can't rebuild this bloody fuel tap, so I'm going to have to work something out with it because it's got a bit of a weep on it. I'm hoping maybe after soaking in fuel for a little bit, the rubber will take up again. But we'll have to play that one out. I don't like, someone's replaced this hose and it might be a little bit long and it's almost kinked, but you can feel that there's an air gap in the middle there, so fuel should flow through it. Rightio. I'll clean this workbench up a little bit and fuel it up and give it a crack. Alright, we've got some fuel going on there. Tiny little bit of a fuel leak coming from this line, so we'll just replace it again. It's possible that it's just broken down, cheap rubber line. So throttle, choke, ready? got something appearing at the bottom here. It could have just been oil on the bottom of it and it's sort of rattled around, which I think is what we're dealing with. Plenty of oil in there anyway. And you wouldn't know what I had underneath it anyway. I didn't actually wipe the bench down like I should have. Alright, so where are we up to now? I'll quickly extend this kill wire. I'll make a little jumper off camera. Throw our air filter back on. I've got a new one. I'll put that on before I return it. Just a little bit smoky. I'd say that's just fact, lack of maintenance over the years. And maybe a fuel line. Our fuel tap seems to have taken up, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's a nice item. Come on, just die. There we go. Alright, well, I think we'll call it a day. Thanks for watching, everyone. And this old beast is going to live another day out on the farm.